individuals or, small friend groups. And they like kind of left as a pack and they crawled at each bar. And I really do love, we did set the intention for what you said and like that the pack takes care of everybody. And they did. And even the ones who had the solos, they actually just also found each other and were like, I made new friends. This was the best thing that could have happened.
Okay, so let's talk about our bar crawl.
Yeah.
We're going to have another one soon.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, our intention was to bring together women in a safe space to celebrate like our being celebrate being a community, but also to teach them the art of like transformation. And in that, we included several stations about being intentional, setting intentions, tuning in to what's important to them, releasing, then going on to a somatic release with a primal scream, and then finally concluding with a dance party. So, we wanted to bring a mental health aspect, but also do it in a fun way.
Yeah. But what was really cool too is because we're Shrinks on Tap, one of the reasons we even did this, the Shrinks that on tap, is because we find that people, when they're eating and drinking, they connect more and they are more open and social.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be a very social, welcoming environment. And we even had lanyards with a different color for the solo attendees so that the people that were there in a group could bring them into their group so that they weren't alone.
Yeah.
So when they came, they were given a different lanyard. And then when they set their intention, they wrote it on a little card that said, this is my intention for myself today. I want to create more freedom or love or connection, whatever it is. And then they filled out a little paper that what they wanted to release, guilt, shame, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then threw that into the fire.
Yeah,
So it's
people
like a ritual. People love the fire. And so like the burning, the symbolic burning, they just loved that. And then the oils too.
Yeah. And so we had this fabulous team that was there with essential oils, like to release fears. And then like the I'm fabulous and the manifesting blend. So we had that. So like where you started was not where you finished. Like a lot of people came as individuals or, small friend groups, and they like kind of left as a pack and they crawled at each bar. And I really do love, we did set the intention for what you said and like that the pack takes care of everybody. And they did. And even the ones who had the solos, they actually just also found each other and were like, I made new friends. This was the best thing that could have happened. And it's vulnerable to come to a place by yourself. So we wanted to make sure that people felt connected, and they did. On a funny note, I also think this was the most polite bar crawl ever. I run other crawls, and one of the restaurants was overwhelmed, and all the women started clearing the tables and stuff for them, and they just pitch in because that's what we do. Women take care of shit, and I love that. I was like, you didn't have to, but they're like, nope, we understand they're stressed. No one got angry at the bartender. So it was just this tone of politeness, but openness. And I think we need to set that from the beginning. And that's what it felt. And most people said that. They just felt it was that connection piece again, like open and lighthearted. And you could feel this just sense of warmth. And, I'm not going to lie. I think I run pretty good events, but the feedback from this was very different. And people were like, when is that happening again? People looked at the pictures and they were like, oh, I can't believe I missed that. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a thing. And so I think it just speaks to, again, craving connection. But yeah, so it was really neat.
Yeah, it was neat. And then we had what I loved is the range of ages, every race, every culture, every age. It was just like this multi-generational experience. And then the dancing part, it was just full of joy. Like you walk into this room and there's bubbles and glow sticks and people were wearing like light up things on their head and wigs and hats and dancing. And I was telling a guy at Orange Theory about it. And I was telling him, it was so interesting that, we didn't sell tickets to men. I mean, I guess they could purchase them if they
Yeah,
wanted to
wouldn't
support women.
anyone, but
Oh, we didn't deny anybody, but they didn't. And he's like, "Oh, did you all miss the men?" I go, "Hell no, we didn't miss the men." He's like, "Oh, sorry." Like he was like expecting me to say, "Yeah, I was we missed the men by the end of the day."
yeah. Well, I know, and I remember someone was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know. Are there gonna be any men?" I'm like, "Well, you're not coming on this for the right reason." The people were coming for sisterhood, and I think that's what it felt like. And also just carving time out for you. A lot of us have a lot, right? We're moms or we're workers or we're play all these roles, and like people just got to be them. Even the mayor of Alexandria came on the crawl. And she had a blast, and I purposely made sure that I did not ask her to do anything because she is at every event all day long. She's a phenomenal mayor, and I was like, "You just be you. Have some fun with your friends." So it was just cool to see all the different people that came out, and Eleni and Andrada, were wearing pink wigs. I am not that adventurous, so I didn't do it. I also like how my hair was. But who knew the pink wig was a thing? People were like, "We love that pink wig." So for our next crawl, we're gonna introduce the pink wigs and we'll have a similar theme, but
It's fun.
yeah, I think we're starting a movement. People want this and want more of it. So I'd stay tuned. We're trying to plot something for May right now.
Mhm. And DC Divas came too.
Yeah.
The local women's football team came.
So I think that's another thing, I'm also the president of the Delray Business Association here. So the small business community is important. So we not just our own purpose for our business and helping people transform, but we also activating all of the restaurants, right? The restaurants did well. And we also supported other small businesses through sponsorships. And yeah, so we also activated other small businesses, gave them an opportunity, small wellness businesses. There was a bourbon distillery, local Motherwell distillery that was there. The DC Divas, which is the football team in DC. So it was cool. It was very interactive.
Mhm. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
And then we had a raffle at the end. We had all these local businesses that gave services and goods and things like that and books. And it was just like, oh, and we forgot to mention that we raised money for the women's shelter.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Mhm.
So with every event that we do, a big part of our brand is giving back. And we do that throughout the year, but we specifically picked the Alexandria Domestic Safe House. And along our theme with women here, one of the things when I was talking to one of the directors, she informed me that they do starter kits. So when women are leaving with their children, they basically have nothing often. And so they need starter kits. So I was like, huh. I was like, what's in those starter kits? So our money went towards starter kits. And then we've also collected items throughout the month. I think that's what just happened. That Amazon guy just dropped off a bunch more things. So our goal, and I'm sure we will reach, will be 30 starter kits, and they're very robust. And we're also adding in some mental health aspects too. A lot of it is like basic survival, right? Like, you know, deodorant, soap, but also, we added in trauma recovery books, essential oils, a face mask. And you might be like, maybe I don't do they really need that? But yeah, no, to feel like yourself again, So we put a lot of thought into it and it was a meaningful there was a lot more meaning to just running the crawl too. So
Mhm.
thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we look forward to doing many more. It's fun. It was fun. It was really very fulfilling.
Yeah, and we might even be starting a movement. Who knows?
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Follow us at Shrinks on Tap and Women's Crawl to find out more.